Now obviously you can probably hear my heater going in the background. As I'm sure many of you are aware, it's currently winter in the UK. So it can be a little bit chilly out, which means it can be a little bit chilly in my workshop. Glue isn't a big fan of being below about 10 degrees C, so I try and keep my glue somewhere it's not going to freeze. My workshop is insulated, but obviously that's only any good for keeping heat in and cold out and so on for a limited length of time. I try and make sure that I'll put my little heater on at least an hour or two of the day when it's this cold, just to make sure that nothing freezes up. You don't really want your glue freezing. If it does, Titebond themselves do recommend that you can thaw it out and give it a good stir and mix up to, I believe it's 5 times, without it adversely affecting the glue too much. I personally would prefer not to risk that, so I like to keep it above freezing and only do glue ups when the workshop's warmed up. Also, if I do it late in the day and I know I'm going to be leaving the workshop, I may well take the piece that I've glued up out of the workshop and put it in my house, which is a little bit warmer, so that it's kind of not going to freeze up overnight either. Clamping time for Titebond is about an hour really. You can get away with quite a lot less, but I like to leave something clamped up for a minimum of an hour. After that, it's only really the very depths of a joint and the big kind of fat squeeze out lumps that are still wet, to the touch at least. If you do glue up when it's too cold, the first couple of degrees doesn't really affect the adhesion too much. Obviously if you're putting it under a lot of strain, probably more than a guitar would be under, it may well weaken the joint, but I've never experienced it, and I've done a couple of experiments to see whether it affects it. It's more kind of the appearance of the glue. It dries with a kind of milky, like not particularly transparent look to it, which obviously isn't ideal. Nobody really wants to just see the glue. But I'm going to shut up and get on with this now. I've got lots of glue. I've only just reached the middle.